it going, guys? Imagine two deaf people having an argument. So I found this book online. It's called Win Friends and Influence People. People actually read books to try and make new friends. Just be nice and you'll make friends. You don't need a fucking book. We're getting so lazy when we talk now, especially Australians. Like using abbreviations to text messaging all the time, stuff like LOL and BRB. We have a ton of slang. We can't even say our country's name correctly anymore. Australia! I have an American friend, Josh, and I realised after speaking with him that Americans overpronounce everything and us Aussies seem to underpronounce everything. For example, an American will try to use all the letters in the words they speak. They'll be like, I'm going to Melbourne, Australia, and I just got myself a nice new camera. The Aussie version is take half the letters out and just mumble it. Yeah, I'm going to Melbourne. I got a nice new camera. I guess us Aussies are just condensing the words faster so we can get on with our day. The old rumour is Aussies used to drink a lot and slur our words, which then over time just became our accent. So, okay, what's with online ads and YouTube videos? You see like, click here to earn big money. Discover our business secrets. If they are so good, why are you sharing it with others? Sounds pretty dumb to me. You want to earn money? Get a fucking job, scammers. So, have you ever gave your leftovers to someone at dinner, and as you pass your plate over to them, they want to use their own cutlery to eat it still? Like a fork I could understand, but the knife as well. I cut my steak with it. That's it. It's not like the knife went in my mouth or I licked it or something. You're eating my scraps anyways. Why are you so pedantic? Did you know that copying a YouTube video link into the YouTube search bar does not actually find that particular YouTube video? How strange. Have you ever noticed if you ask someone for directions on the street and they don't know where the place is themselves, they still look up and around the area to try to help you? Which is kind of funny, like as if you haven't already looked around in the immediate area yourself before you ask them for directions. Why do some appliances have an on and off like written on them? I think if a button can be pressed two ways, if you know one way is on, isn't it obvious the other way is going to be off? So I used to work for a guy bricklaying years ago, and he used to bring his dog to work, okay? It was a beautiful black English staffy named Baron. And one day, Steve had his dog tied up to the ute, and in proximity to the dog, Steve had left his job diary and his phone. Now, while Steve wasn't looking, his dog decided he didn't like Steve very much and wanted to eat all his stuff. So Steve turns back around a few minutes later to the dog and sees his book all torn apart and his phone all chewed up. So Steve freaks out, starts kicking the dog in a rage. He's yelling at the dog, "You fucking cunt!" And because Steve's so loud, one of the neighbours looks out the window and she said, "If you kick that dog one more time, I'm going to call the RSPCA." Steve looks up at her and in his hand he was holding his broken phone. He drops the phone in pieces onto the ground and yells, "Well, fucking call them because I can't." I'm sure you've all heard the old story about a guy and a girl on a date and they go to the movies and he decides it would be a great idea to first poke a hole through the bottom of the popcorn pack, then conjure up an erection and stick his dick inside the pack covered in popcorn. He then offers the girl popcorn, and as they eat their way down the pack, she will eventually touch his penis with her hand. Now, what kind of a weirdo thought up this idea? I don't know about you, but getting an erection in a movie theater, then whipping it out of my pants and shoving it into a burning, hot, buttery, salty popcorn pack sounds like a pretty dodgy idea to me. Sick fucks. So, you know when you're a kid and they teach you to say mummy and daddy, then as we get older we learn it's not so cool to call your mum mummy or dad daddy. So what I want to know is why we taught to say mummy anyways. Can't we just learn to use the term mum and dad in the first place? So I'm sure you've heard about people that used to have a lot of kids in the old days, like 6, 7 kids. This was pretty common, yeah? These days, people are like, 7 kids? Fuck that, I've got shit to do. And women these days say, well, maybe I'll pop out 1 later on after I've had my career and stuff, or 2 if I fuck up the first one and want another go, but I'm certainly not going to have 7 kids. Like, fuck, would you even remember their names? Men would be hopeless. Johnny, Timmy, fuck it, you. Get over here and get me a beer, can ya? So I can get drunk and make more kids with your mother later on. So I was thinking about this, alright? Why do we only prepare for like one disaster? For example, we have fire hoses in buildings to fight fire, but no other disaster preparations. I wonder about the first guy who wanted to install fire extinguishers and smoke alarms in his building. Did everyone just start laughing at him? Nah, Joe, you're getting a bit paranoid there, aren't you? Getting all these fire extinguishers and stuff. Now it's normal to see them everywhere. So why don't we store other things for emergencies? You don't see people like storing kayaks in the basement for like a tsunami or heavy rain flooding or some shit. Why is it only fire we're worried about? But yeah, kayaks. Someone should start that. Imagine if this took off, it would be a good time to invest in kayak distribution. So British people, they have an upstanding reputation and pride. They love to tell others about their education. I'm going to the University of Cambridge. But only Australians could take a serious academic institution and slang it up to make it sound like barely anything. Yeah, I'm going to uni at the moment. Yeah, Melbourne Uni. The English language, alright, it's got certain rules for some words. One example that must be so confusing to people learning English for the first time is the word original. What's up with using a G like a J? It's like, oh, so you say original. No, it's not gunal, it's a junal. I know we spell it with a G sound, but it's actually a J sound. Why don't we just spell it with a J then? Save all the confusion. We're just stupid. Why do people who write a diary address it like they're mailing a letter to someone? It's like they go, oh, dear diary. What the fuck is up with that? I understand some people like writing. That's okay. They like putting down, oh, how they bathed the dog today or drove grandma for an ear checkup. But why the hell do you need to write, dear diary, today I did this? Just write your shit down in a normal way. You know, back in medieval times when they had kings and these kings had a jester, a clown. And if people dared to be funny, and if you weren't that funny, you get your head cut off. Imagine if that still happened today. Some comedians might have a problem. But not me, of course. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope again you enjoyed this video. Please like the video. Please share it. Please definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And turn on notification bells so you get notified of new content. Cheers, guys. Peace out.